My name's John Barker, aka your grandma's favorite pitmaster, aka the Hoss Boss, and today I'm gonna show you how to do a hot and fast pork shoulder. Now, if you guys aren't aware of what hot and fast is, basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna raise the temperature of our smoker and we're gonna hit it a little harder with heat. Now, if done the correct way, you can make food that's just as good as low and slow, just as effective, just as delicious, and nobody is even gonna know the difference. But if you do it wrong, you're pretty much gonna ruin all the food. So I'm gonna show you how I do it. I've won a lot of awards with this method. Let's get to it right now. As you can see, we have already got our pork butt panned up. You know I like to pan it. If you've watched any of my other videos, there'll be people who tell you not to do that. Whatever, don't do it if you don't want to. Put it straight on the racks, but it's not gonna be as juicy. And if you're doing hot and fast, it's gonna create another layer of protection to make sure that you just have one less step between you and delicious, moist barbecue. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pack this thing with moisture and flavor. Because we're raising the heat, we wanna introduce more moisture so that it doesn't dry out, right? The harder you hit it with heat, the more likely you are to dry it out. So we're gonna take some of that guesswork out and we're gonna add an injection. All right guys, so when we make our injection, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take some apple juice. I think there's roughly 1.5 cups here, but you wanna be between 1 cup and 2 cups, depending on how big your pork butt is and how much sweet you want to put into it. But I'm starting with roughly this much apple juice. You get the idea, right? Next, we're just gonna grab some basic soy sauce. It doesn't really matter that much. Use whatever soy sauce you want, but we're gonna go ahead and put roughly a tablespoon of soy sauce in here. Now, we want to increase those meat tones, right? So we're gonna throw some Worcestershire, who cares, right? We're gonna use some. We're gonna do, again, about a tablespoon into the mix. And if you get a little too much, a little less, it's not the end of the world, guys. We're just cooking, man. We're having fun. Then, of course, I'm gonna head over to skullandmortar.com and I'm gonna grab some Skull and Mortar barbecue rub. If you can't get your hands on this right here, use whatever barbecue rub that you prefer. This is what I prefer, so this is what I'm gonna use. And we're just gonna roughly put about another tablespoon of that rub in here. It's got pepper notes, sweet notes, everything you could want is right here in this rub. We're just gonna go ahead and whisk that around, try to break up that powder. And I'm actually gonna add a little bit more. I changed my mind. Let's go 2 tablespoons. Let's get wild, man. Let's get crazy. I'm gonna about double that up. It's that simple. That's a variation of a brine that's all over the internet. I think typically they use salt and brown sugar, but I already got a bomb rub, so why wouldn't I put it in here, right? Step 1 is now complete. So I'm gonna grab my injector. If you don't have one of these badass injectors, you can use whatever injector you want. Now we're just gonna pump some injection into our unit. All right, once we got a decent amount in there, we're gonna go ahead and slide the needle in. Bam, give it a full throttle. Pump that in there. Yeah, get it in there. Get it in. We're gonna go just about every inch or so. So we're gonna go fat side up for this. That's how we're gonna start rubbing it. And of course, we're gonna hit it with that Skull and Mortar rub, right? Holla at your boy. And we're gonna get a thick, healthy dose of rub on here. Don't be afraid to over rub. I don't even know if that's really a thing. I don't know if it's possible. I've gotten pretty wicked on my rub game and never once felt like I over rubbed anything. Again, we're gonna get all the sides as we rub our meat. Don't be a pervert, guys. I'm sick and tired of it. Have some class. I'm just kidding, be whatever you wanna be. I accept you how you are. We're gonna get our smoker up to 325 degrees and we're gonna throw our meat on that smoker and smoke the hell out that son, right? Holla at your boy. Guys, we are about 3 hours in and our pork butt is looking pretty pristine. So What I wanted to do when I was initially planning this out is I wanted to put some pineapple juice in here to kind of give it some extra flavor. Again, more moisture. We got to keep everything moist, right? And also the pineapple helps break down the proteins in the meat, but there's still a lot of moisture in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this, and I'm going to throw it back on the smoker without putting the pineapple juice on it. Now, you're going to have to make a judgment call if you do it like this. If you set it flat on the grates and are doing your wrap now, if you're using foil, go ahead and add that pineapple juice. Make sure we put our thermometer back in. Now I'm going to put it back on the smoker. I expect this is probably going to take around 3 more hours, bringing our time total to roughly 6 hours to get some bomb-ass pulled pork. Guys, it has been exactly 6 hours and we've got our pork butt off of the smoker. So 6 hours in, we've reached our internal temperature at 205 degrees. Now I know in the past I haven't done a great job of talking about rest times, but this is where we let it rest. I'm gonna give it about an hour, just kind of let it finish doing its thing, soak in some of those juices. And I can tell you right now, this pan is full of juice. So I think we're gonna have a killer pork butt. I'll check back with you in about an hour. All right, guys, we have let our pork butt rest. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that probe out of there. We definitely don't need it anymore. Let's pop our foil off. Bam, look at that. Were you wondering if we were gonna have bark? Yes, we do. Were you wondering if the bone was gonna pull clean out? Yes, it does. Come on. What are we doing here? We're making good barbecue. That's what we're doing. And we're doing it in half the normal time. Look at all these juices in here. Now we're gonna save these juices. We're just gonna break it up. Look how easy it breaks up. Look at that. Look at that, my guys. Come on, dog. Come on. Look at that. 6 hours, guys. Whole cook took 6 hours. Let's get a taste. Let's have us a taste here. Yeah. Let's fire. Great smoke flavor. So moist, so tender. We're keeping those juices in here. We're using them to our advantage. We used all kinds of little cheats in here just to make sure that when we got to this stage, this pork was gonna look like this. Now you have a couple options. If you're gonna eat this pork today, you might wanna switch it out to something that isn't quite so juicy and filled with melted fat, right? If you're gonna eat this later, save these juices, man. Save them, bag them up, keep them in the pan, whatever you're gonna do. God, it's still hot inside. Look at that smoke ring. Good penetration on that. So you can see, this is good stuff right here. Guys, that's it. That is how you do a hot and fast pork butt that's guaranteed to be juicy, guaranteed to be smoky, guaranteed to be delicious. Can you do it other ways? I'm sure you can, but this is the way that I found is the best. If you learned something today and you like this video, hit that subscribe, hit that like, leave a comment. All that stuff helps this video get discovered. You can even hit dislike. I really don't give a as long as you hit something. Hook a brother up. Come on. 6 hours. You be the judge. Stand there for 12 if you want. I don't care. This is 6. I'm eating. Deuces.